Okay.
There he goes. I believe this is our first look into, or second look into Group E, because I think nrgzam's already done one race in this group.
Yeah, I think he's the only one in the group that actually has a PB listed under the best times.
Alrighty, and here we go. We're off and running. Zam is the favorite. He does have a 40 as his personal best.
Actually, not 100% sure what Berlin's 80% PB is. I know he's ran 100% before, though.
Alrighty, so here we go. So right at the start, making their way through the Maverick Hunter headquarters, basically. That's been pretty much wrecked.
Pretty much this entire stage is completely straightforward, since it's largely, at least in my opinion, it seems like it was just an excuse to say, hey look, you can play a zero now. Lull you into a false security with that, and then you realize zero is basically useless outside of one thing later in the run.
So at the start of the zero section, they can charge up to the green charge. Zero has I think 4 or 5 levels of charge. Once you reach the green charge, you have 2 double but full buster charges, and then you get the saber. The saber is very, very powerful. It deals damage equal to the max HP of a boss minus 1 HP. So basically, 1 shot and 1 saber will kill Mac, and then you just break X free from the robot there at the top.
Zam's already taken an early lead.
Got the left wall climb. That's marginally faster than the right wall, but it does require a good climbing technique and a double kick to jump over.
There's actually not much of a difference between this boss and the boss in X2 in the intros. They both have the same quirk that they take a boatload of damage from every different kind of shot. I think this is actually the only boss in the game that dash shots do work on.
Yeah, dash shots do work on this boss, but that's the only one. They still work on regular enemies throughout the game, but for bosses, yeah, that mechanic was taken away.
I think they might even work on some of the mid-bosses as well. But anything that has an actual visible health bar is a no-go with them.
So in any percent, all routes start with Buffalo first, solely to get his weapon and the dash boots, which will come in handy later in the game, and will come in handy a few times throughout the run.
See both runners making very heavy use of the slopes. The slopes in here do accelerate X to a ridiculous speed, and you want to maintain that speed as long as you can.
Yeah, at the very start there, you saw Zam got to that first big little ground section before that first ladder in the stage. He actually did a slope jump to the left in Buffalo stage, or especially this stage where you have the ice physics. Only if you walk left and jump on normal flat ground, you get a slope jump.
So a weird thing that X3 has going.
Yeah, and you got extra height to actually get up over that big hump at the start without a wall kick. Very subtle thing, but that's the mechanics in this game.
It saves more than you would think it would as far as time goes. Not a huge amount, but enough to care about, since it's such an easy, simple little thing.
Zam got hung up there trying to get around the ledge.
He was trying to land on the slope down there to use the speed from that.
Yeah, Berlin missed it also.
And what usually happens is you'll land on that, immediately do a normal jump and do an air dash. And it'll take you almost completely to the boss door.
Oh, I think Zam dropped a jump input, so he's now getting the CFO Buffalo setup going.
that is one thing to note about this game. Zam actually is the one who found this out. He's the one who tested it. X3 has a glitch with its input system, whatever it uses, in that the very first frame after you stop a D-pad input, it will not read any other inputs from anything. You can't move for that one frame, you can't shoot, or jump, or dash for that one frame. And it's just one frame, so you think it wouldn't be that big of an issue, but oh my god, you have no idea how much of an issue it is.
Yeah, if you really like to optimize your inputs, like the likes of Louise or just any, like even me, I try to optimize it, and then boom, you lose an input because of that.
Just going through the climb later on, which you will definitely see, having dropped vert dash inputs in there is one of the most nightmarish, awful things that could ever happen on a good run.
So you see right there, Zam, before he did went around the little S curve there, he grabbed the wall just temporarily, just so he can get his air dash back. Whenever you touch a wall or a ceiling, or not ceiling, but the ground or a wall, you get your air dash back. So by doing that, he just does a quick air dash to zigzag around that little lip there. You'll see that come in handy right here. As Zam goes into the water, he'll tap the wall again just to get an air dash, so he can actually do almost perfectly thread the needle into that little gap there to go on the bottom route. If
you do get the air dash as close to the ceiling as you can on that little ceiling there, you actually can just like get a hole in one right there and go straight in without touching the floor like he did. It's fairly precise, but it's not like super hard.
See, Berlin will have to dash also to get in there.
There's this particular last climb here is actually multiple different ways of doing this. I've seen like at least 3 different methods of doing it. There's the one you just saw. JP Old Games actually does an extra gap jump on the second ladder there, and Louise actually starts by staying to the right and then kicking over to the left.
Yeah. There's a few ways around it.
I'm not 100% sure which one's the fastest. I would assume Louise's, because, I mean, yeah.
You have to go into frame counting for that, but for the Seahorse fight, you see Zam hitting Seahorse in the air with the ice, and then there's a brief period where he's stunned on the ground where he doesn't have any iframes that will trigger when you hit him with the ice. And he just mashes a little bit, and then he lets Seahorse jump out of that stun, and then he can actually repeat the cycle with hitting him with the ice. Because if you mash too long while Seahorse is on the ground, you actually trigger his 60-frame invulnerability period. And then you actually have to let him jump, and then repeat this the cycle.
I think the max amount of frames he can be vulnerable for to take damage is 60 frames, but I could be wrong. In fact, I'm probably wrong.
It looks less than that, actually. Berlin almost got a good, I think that was almost a 2 cycle from him, maybe 3.
It was about the same thing that Zam got, maybe a little tiny bit slower. But it was roughly a 2 or a 3 cycle. So now that we've defeated 2 of the Mavericks, Bit, Bite, and Val now are entered into the game. Bit and Bite, you actually have to fight at least once in this game, but they will show up randomly throughout the rest of the 8 Mavericks section of the game. Bit will be the first to show up, and he'll show up somewhere in the next 3 stages that you complete. And Bit and Bite are largely where you'll see a lot of runners not have individual stage splits past the first 2 Mavericks, because it is totally random as to which stage they'll show up on, but it is guaranteed. Bit shows up on the 3rd, 4th, or 5th Maverick, and Bite shows up on the 6th, 7th, or 8th Maverick. It's no way to guarantee where they're going to show up for, but within one of those 3 stages, you're going to get one of them. It looks like Zam's actually going to get him in Rhino.
Zam gets Bit right here immediately. So the strat with Bit, you just shoot him with 1 lemon for 1 damage, and then hit him with 10 ice shots for 3 damage each. And he'll be left with 1 HP, and then you just take him out with a buster shot because you don't want to kill Bit or Bite on the final shot with their weakness weapon. If you do that, you actually destroy them, and you have to sit through a 13-second explosion sequence. And furthermore, if you kill both of them, you have to fight an alternate boss for Doppler 1, which takes a significantly longer amount of time to destroy than the God Card machine.
Oh boy, you never, ever want to fight the Press Disposer. Ever. Just never fight it. It
so
sucks.
Berlin takes down the Wormseeker and Tiger. They are doing different stages, but they'll converge on Catfish as the 5th Maverick. Zam having a little trouble getting into the Hell Crusher, but manages to get Hell Crusher to move over to the right side of the screen when he destroys them. That actually saves a little bit of time. That way you're already on the right side of the screen, because that's the direction you're going.
Oh, never mind.
Yep, he got a lucky health drop there. Yeah, he was in danger of dying if he made a mistake in movement or something, but he doesn't have to worry about that now.
Especially this last exit after the mid-boss is over is probably the most dangerous chunk of the entire stage, just because you're usually below half health at this point, and everything just does like 6 to 8 damage in a hit, except for the drill tank's actual shots. Like
Berlin's actually going to pick up this heart tank here in Tiger. Probably not a bad option.
If you're a new runner to this category, this heart and Seahorse heart are your best bets, since they don't really take any time to get. You'll probably lose overall maybe 5 or 10 to 15 seconds getting them both.
Zam actually doing a CFO-like strat with Rhino here, hitting him with a full charge shot and then switching over to acid. And then as soon as the acid residue disappears, he can actually swap back to Buster and repeat that process. So he can actually hit Rhino with the Buster shot, and then hit him with the longer iframe inducing acid, which will give him enough time to charge up to another Buster shot. And Berlin's getting some charges on Tiger, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, this.
But at the very end, he manages to get him
stopped. Tiger is probably the biggest point of, well, I wouldn't say probably, is absolutely the biggest point of RNG in this entire game. It's this game, there's kind of a joke that this game doesn't have any RNG. It really does, but it's nowhere near as excessive as, say, X1 or X2, especially not X1. Catfish actually can be pretty significant too if he gives you a super bad pattern.
Okay, Zam gets the 1 cycle on the Wormseeker. Now Berlin Dude is going over to Rhino. So Zam and Berlin are just transposing stages. So the next stage will be Catfish for both of them. Ooh, nice from Berlin. I thought he was going to get the full kill there on that drill wing, but that's still good. Yeah, you want to be careful in Rhino. Those little dirt that falls through the little chutes can push you down to the ground, and if you're over spikes, they will kill you.
And if you notice, that boulder enemy hit him once and took off a good third of his health, which is stupid.
Yeah, 6 HP. That's a lot to lose. So I think Zam's going to try for the drill strat here. The drills actually disable an enemy's hitbox long enough for you to actually go through them without taking damage. So he was able to pull that off right there.
If you screw up that drill strat on those caterpillars, it actually is a little bit of a problem. Especially if you're already at kind of low health, because a bonk on them does 8 damage. Which is a quick reminder that that is the same amount of damage a bonk on the final form of the final boss does.
Zam alternating between mashing out lemons and firing the charge shot at Tiger. While Tiger is shooting the Race Blaster, he will not block a charge shot, but if you fire a charge shot if he's just standing there, he will bring up his guard and nullify your shot.
Not getting the best pattern here, but this could definitely be worse.
Oh, got the last second charge.
Always.
Now, if Tiger stayed up on the wall, that'd have been a pretty good fight, because he wouldn't have to worry about the charges.
If he stays up on the wall like the whole fight, but you don't get any dashes, that's still way better than just like having him dash 5 or 6 times.
Berlin being very careful not to take
blame
damage.
Usually you want to have as much health as possible when you go into Rhino because of this game, the dropped inputs are a massive problem. And if you get hit by him, he does hit like a truck, much like everything does in this game.
Now for the Volt Catfish stage. This stage has a lot of twisting and turning.
This is probably one of the most input-heavy stages in the entire game, I would say.
I hate that section. I don't go for that strat, personally.
Now, are they going to go for the crazy?
Or that one.
Going for that bizarre drill strat. I don't even remember what it was called. I forget who did it. I think Louise may have done it.
At the very start, yeah, Louise does that strat. Pretty good at it.
Where he blasted off the turret, so it activated its electrical field around it.
Oh.
Put a drill on it, and that electrical field like appears on the elevator or somewhere, so you can damage.
Oh, I'm not sure about that one.
It's very weird. It's only recently found.
I don't know if Berlin has fought Bit yet.
I don't believe he has.
So he will fight him in Catfish if that is the case. Sam has already fought Bit.
I don't know how he got through that first little turret without taking damage there.
Okay, Zam coming up on the Catfish fight here. Going to try to go with the Buster until Catfish decides to jump to the middle, and then he's forced to use drills. Yesterday, I did get the one drill on Catfish in a race. So we'll see if Zam can actually join the one drill club here.
You're the only, you and Louise are the only people I know that can consistently get a one drill. I don't think I've really seen anybody else do that.
We're not going to see it from Zam. Well, we might.
Nah,
no, he shot early. He shot early. So he's going to have a 7 drill on his hands. Maybe an 8. I don't even know if that one shot was
3, 4. He's going to have a 6.
6, okay. Maybe he shot early, but okay.
I would say a 7 drill fight is probably rarer than a 1 drill fight. Because, like, I've seen those even less. So I mean, not to say that I haven't done them, but, you know.
So every drill beyond that first one will cost you 3 additional seconds of time on Catfish. Oh, no, Berlin dies to Bit.
One thing you need to make sure with when you're fighting Bit is if he starts throwing his orbs at you, immediately dash into his direct body contact. Like, just take damage from that because it does 1 damage to you.
Oh, another 6
Berlin
damage.
is already below half health.
Yeah. Luckily, X3 does give you a little bit of help with the weapons because the Frost Shield will guarantee a HP drop when you destroy an enemy that touches the ground or the ceiling, and when you kill it with the ice, just like that.
And he's making very heavy use of that right now.
So it's a pretty good weapon. He does have to conserve it because he has to use that on the Bit fight. And Acid Burst, the weapon you get from Seahorse, guarantees weapon drops on the same type of enemies that you kill.
Getting a little bit of a sub-tank build up right there. Damn, making grow. Oh, he's getting.
He gets rocked.
Oh, Vile stage. He's having a wonderful issue several times here of trying to do dash kicks on the wall, but instead it'll just air dash into the wall.
Yeah, the problem with... Okay, there's 2 problems here. The debris falling is random, so it's never fixed. And if you get hit after doing a dash kick, and you get hit like just before you grab a ledge that you intend to kick off of, you fall quite a bit. And this game is very heavy on the climbing. Very heavy. Berlin
finally got Bit.
Gets Bit before he dies.
He did run out of ice, which means he's not going to have any guaranteed drops here. Unless he gets really lucky. Actually, no. I am.
Yeah, he's just gonna force. Well, he's gonna force a drop there, but he dies to the Crab Blaster.
As the one he had in the boss fight with Bit, because the checkpoint's just right there.
Zam taking out Vile with the Race Blaster. It's very important. Unlike Bit and Bite, where you just want to scare them off, you do want to destroy Vile with his weakness weapon.
Looks like Zam actually went a little safer and fired one extra charge shot on the mech, just to make sure.
Yeah. If you fail to kill Vile and make him and destroy him in his secret stage, you cannot get the Z-Saber later in the run, and your refights and the final fights with Sigma will be a lot longer and potentially more difficult, since you can't finish him off very, very quickly.
Oh, the Sigma fight will most definitely be harder.
Zam inverting the Triad Thunder as he's climbing. If you press shot at least 4 times while the Triad Thunder is out before it discharges, it actually inverts and you actually extend the weapon. And you can do that up to 4 cycles. So once the 4th time it inverts, it'll actually be over. You can't keep it going indefinitely.
Sam's not doing too hot on health here. He actually just about died to the chicken.
he about got infinited by a chicken.
Oh dear. Chickens.
Sam was the one who has that video of Hetfield getting the chicken infinite.
That's
the irony right there.
He's going
he has to play.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Basically a perfect fight.
I thought he was dead because I thought those lasers dealt more than 1 HP, but okay. I've never seen Zam in HP trouble ever. Alright, but for the crawfish fight, you want to hit him with his Triad Thunder, and then for 2 seconds he's completely vulnerable. Uh-oh, this is bad.
Oh boy.
Oh, he about got it.
Okay, that's actually the first time I've ever seen Zam do anything other than a 2-cycle.
So then, while Crawfish's non-existent iframes go for 2 seconds, you can just switch to Buster once the Triad leaves the screen and you can just mash out.
Berlin having much better luck on the falling debris here. Got all 4 health capsules for a sub-tank. It's like Zam is actually going to get Bite here and Beetle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if he does the pauseless strat or not.
Yeah, he does the pauseless strat. You're going to see him start with a lemon and hit him with a drill, and then on the side you see him place another drill. As long as the drill stays on top of Bite, if you fire it right close to him, it'll stay out for 4 hits and will destroy itself. You can use that to time your hits correctly, so that on the last cycle before you go to Buster, you place another drill kind of earlier. The 2 drills that are placed at the very end will overlap each other, but the hits will still keep being dealt. And when that last drill just gets destroyed, he's down to 1 HP, and then you just finish him off with the Buster shot.
Zam having a very, very good outside section with Beetle. Made very good use of the slope jumps and drills, disabling the hitboxes for the enemies. And now you see why the spinning blade is probably one of the most useful weapons in the game, which is a shame you get it so late in the run. It just one-shots almost every normal enemy you're going to go against. And for Beetle, that is absolutely essential. Well, his stage at least. They're useless against him, the boss.
So, very basic Beetle fight here. You just hit him with the Buster Charge and then 10 Ray Splashers. Nothing other than that to say about the fight. Just don't take too much damage.
In any percent, it's just keep shooting him. And 100% there is a specific strat for CFO, but Unfortunately, you can't do that here.
Now for Hornet, see if Zam gets. I assume he's going to go for the low percent dash kicks.
I'm actually not sure. I would assume anybody with a 40 probably would at least attempt them, just because. Yep. Try to get one. A little bit too far into the wall there. And there's those wonderful air dash. There's one. I'm not sure if the only way to get those is with double kicking or if it just like has to be a 7-pixel kick, but those are very precise.
There's a setup for both of them. Like, I did it once where if you start from Berlin gets I want to say kicked with Crawfish's butt, and he game overed, which is sad because now he has to go through the whole stage again. But yeah, for the Hornet elevator iceless jumps, we'll say, yeah, there's a setup to get both of them. If you start from like ground level, like it's a full jump and then a double kick, and then you repeat that, and it gets you just the right height. Getting it off the elevator though is a little bit more difficult because the elevator is moving up as you go, so that kind of it keeps your height moving as you go, and that could throw you off too.
I would assume that would probably be why he wasn't able to get the first one, because that one was off the the moving elevator. You don't have to go down there, Berlin. You already did it, man.
Well, the capsule wouldn't be there again once File's destroyed.
Thankfully,
yeah.
Even though he did game over, this is probably one of the shortest stages in the game. So it's not
this
much.
Yeah, this stage is super short compared to all the others in the game.
Compared to say like if you game over on Catfish, that stage is 4 years long, or like Tiger.
So you see Zam using Spinning Blade on Blast Hornet here. Gravity Wheel is his Hornet's true weakness, but Spinning Blade deals 2 damage every time you hit Hornet, and plus you can actually get the hits in faster with Spinning Blade than Gravity Wheel because one, the Spinning Blades only triggers 60 frame invincibility period when you hit Hornet with them. As for the Gravity Wheel, when you shoot the Gravity Wheel, it does 4 damage, but it takes forever for those hits to come in, and the Gravity Wheel has to return to X before you can even shoot another one. So in the span of time that you would shoot a Gravity Wheel, you can easily get 2 hits with a Spinning Blade. Oh, man.
Only 2 HP left.
Yeah, with Crawfish...
You were a little nervous about Zam going in there with 1 HP, because his attacks all do an incredible amount of damage.
When Crawfish reaches, like, half health, he's gonna do a desperation attack, that little attack where he turns around and he just the bum rush rams you. Yeah.
The
at
usual
that point,
X3 desperation charge.
At that point, you really need to stay on the wall.
Ooh, we almost did it again.
Yeah.
I think he actually did hit him with the first chunk of it, but he didn't go into the wall.
Yeah, he was already dead once he touched the triad. Zam making his way up the first section of Jumper 1. Get ready to fight Rex 2000. Ooh, has a jump air dash there instead of a dash jump. He's not in any danger, though. He should still be good.
This thing, I believe it does 8 HP of damage on body contact.
Yeah, he'll damage boost off the face for 8 damage, and then jump over, and then shoot 2 ice.
Even this time on one of the ice shots there, but that's okay. And
we'll probably see
as far behind D-Rex 2000 as you can, because that is an unskippable cutscene where X will always just walk. And you want to make him walk as little as possible.
Oh, Zam gets a lucky break, gets 2 health drops, but he's still in danger of getting 2-shotted. But he does have an insurance hit for the God Card Machine.
He's at least able to take 2 hits from the sabers. Well, I guess one hit.
He only takes. Yeah, he can only take 1. The swords deal 8 damage.
Yeah.
Body contact deals 8.
I believe somebody actually pointed out the swords will actually do 6 damage if they hit the wall. Which is I never even knew that.
Oh, you mean when the swords
that come off when go up and down?
Yeah, when they go up the wall.
Yeah. And obviously getting grabbed is, you don't want that to happen. That is an instant kill. That is 18 damage overall. Although Justin actually pointed this out to me, I believe it was you, that, and I didn't know this, when his hands are coming back after he throws them, they don't have a hitbox on them. So
yeah, that's correct. Yeah, they don't have a hitbox that you can take damage from. So when the hands are coming back, you can freely jump in his face and shoot a Ray Splasher without no worry of getting grabbed.
I've somehow managed to run this game for nearly 4 years and did not know that until probably the last couple weeks. I was always just too afraid to try and jump and shoot him.
Zam tries to get greedy with that double kick, gets shot by a laser. But luckily that's the only hit he takes, so we're finally going to swap back to 0.
Getting shot by a laser isn't the worst. As long as you don't direct body contact one of those dudes, you should be good.
Yeah, so we're swapping to 0 here. To get the Z-Saber that we mentioned earlier, you have to swap to 0 in this stage. This version of the stage is available when Vala's dead. And you fight mosquitoes here, and you have to kill mosquitoes with 0.
And
oh man,
not terrible, but
lots of hovering. And then once this happens, 0 will hand over his saber to X. Now this opens up a couple of neat little mechanics here. Getting the saber now replaces your highest available charge. So instead of just the full charge Buster Shot, we now have a full charge Buster Shot plus the saber when we reach that charge. And what's even niftier, X is able to charge up while on a special weapon with the saber level charge.
Ooh, he's definitely got to farm some health. Oh boy, this is not good.
Yeah, he's gonna have to take a pit stop. He's got to be careful.
If you don't get past these guys as quick as you can, this is what happens.
Yeah, those Victoroids don't mess around, and he got caught. But sadly, the checkpoint is just right there. It's not like he game overed or anything.
Game overing in this stage is probably one of the worst ones you can do, since not only do you have to get through the beginning of the stage again, it's like nearly impossible, but you do have to fight the mosquito again.
So he's doing the saber climb here.
He's actually going to get it just perfectly. No problem. Not sure if Berlin fight or not, actually.
Another mechanic there that you saw utilized in that climb is called the saber neon jump. Unlike the neon jumps that you see in X2 with the Buster, which are frame perfect, the saber jump here in X3 is not frame perfect. You just have to press jump in to shoot relatively at about the same time in an air dash.
I don't remember what the exact frame.
I think it was around 6 frames, something like that.
Yeah, it's huge compared to like.
Yeah, it's very easy to do.
And
but
the XC version, X Collection version is actually bigger.
But another mechanic with the saber, using the saber, X cannot do any actions while he's in the saber animation. So you seen Zam when he did the saber neon jump, he swapped to a weapon, and that actually gets him out of that animation where he's helpless, and that allows him to air dash immediately out of it, and he's able to do that to reach the top of the climb. Now, another thing about the saber here, you don't need full health to use it, unlike the Shoryuken and the Hadoken in the previous 2 X games. And but the saber doesn't quite one-shot. It deals 16 damage up close, so you do have to take 2 sabers to each of the bosses, with a couple of exceptions in the boss rush.
It's a little easier to hit stuff with it in 100%, since I don't remember if you have full armor. I believe it's just with the arm capsule. You actually can fire a beam out of the saber that if it hits the enemy, it'll hit in increments of, I don't remember the exact amount, but it's around 24 damage overall.
It's yeah, if you have the Buster upgrade, you get the saber beam, and it deals 8 damage at first, and then it's in 3 waves of 4, so for 20 damage.
Oh, is it 20?
Yeah, it's only 20.
Which, that saber beam is both a good and a bad thing. It helps for stuff like Hornet for newer runners. But if you accidentally hit Catfish with a saber beam, you're going to immediately trigger his desperation, which you do not ever want to happen. I'm getting good RNG on Beetle there.
Yeah, Beetle does not go angry. That's kind of like the only bad thing in the boss rush that can really lose you time. If he goes angry before you have a chance to shoot your saber, you're gonna have to wait for him to end his if you don't swap to 0 before fighting mosquitoes, if you kill mosquitoes at that point, I think you can game over and reattempt the stage, and you can still get the saber. But once you beat Doppler 2, if you don't have the saber, that's it. You can't go back and get it
unless you just reset the game and use the stored password. That's
but if you reset, you start back at Doppler 1 in that particular case. Sam getting a little bit of health. So he's gonna hit Seahorse in the air with the ice, and then go back to Buster while he's charging, which is what I mentioned earlier about swapping weapons while you're charging, and hit him with the saber up close like that.
I have never managed to get that particular quick kill to work myself. It's very, very, very precise compared to the crawfish quick kill that's coming up. Although one thing to note about the ice on Seahorse is that how long he's actually vulnerable to damage depends on how high you hit him with the first initial shot. So if you want the maximum amount of damage on him, you need to hit him at around the crown of his jump.
Or the maximum amount of time that you have.
But if you just set it on the floor and let him jump into it, you're probably only going to be able to get 2 or 3 extra shots on him, which, I mean, that's still extra damage for nothing, but it's not the quickest way to kill him.
Berlin picked up that extra heart tank, so he does have an extra hit to give here on the God Card machine. And he's good. Tiger refight here for Zam. The saber it does count as a charged shot, so if he throws the saber while Tiger is just standing there, Tiger will block it. Oh, he misses. Tiger's pretty agile here.
Generally...
Oh, and he keeps jumping. Wow.
Wow. Talk about some good luck. Usually, at least in my experience, the pattern I always hope for is to have him jump up into the corner and just sit there and start firing the neon splasher at me. That pretty much just puts him in a position where you can just jump and swing at him, as long as you can damage boost. Merlin taking a lot of damage at the beginning there, but as long as he gets through.
Zam making his way to the Doppler fight. You actually want to start this, you want to actually come into this fight holding your charge and your saber, because as soon as the fight begins, you just simply hold left and let off your charge. X will fire this charge shot straight into the left wall. That baits Doppler into throwing out his regeneration field, and you just wait for the regeneration field to go back. Then you hit him with the saber, and then you see Zam is just going to hit him again with the saber, and it automatically kills him.
Surprised Zam didn't actually go for the quick kill there. But
if he messed it up, he would have died. I think he just wanted to not die. because taking a death on Doppler, he already died once. I think he was afraid the game over.
Yeah, that's probably
you
the
don't want to do
place
that.
the game over is on that particular fight. Having to do all of the refights over and over again kind of sucks.
Let's see if Zam gets the saber gap jump. Yes, he does.
That gap jump's always so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I was about to say, I would assume he would be farming health here.
As soon as the Sigma fight starts here, you can get a free hit. And then once you maneuver your way through all 5 of his fireballs, which are always in a fixed order, they're never random, you can just get the last free shot on him.
The order for those is bottom, top, middle. So you want to jump, stand, and dash. Jump, stand, and dash. You just do that, repeat it twice, and he'll jump to the other side of the room.
Now, for the second form of Sigma here, gotta hope that a mine does not get in your way.
Which, as you can see, that can happen. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, Zam does have full HP, so he's able to take 1 hit and use the iframes to get the last saber shot in.
A little bit longer to jump over Berlin.
So Zam is going to finish here with a high 41. Looks like a 41.57 maybe on RTA. No, a little bit better than that actually. My math is wrong. Actually, more like a high 41.50, 50 something.
Might be a 4x actually. Yeah, 41.58 or 41.48, I believe.
Yeah.
RTA.
And RaceBot has him clocked in with a 41.52. That improves his race PB by a minute 20, but that's kind of. I think that may be a little moot point right there. But it's still a race PB, I guess.
I think he's only ever done 2 races of any percent.
Oh, really?
And they're both in the tournament, so I'm fairly sure at least.
Congrats to Zam for their win. And that pretty much advances him to the next round because he's already won 2 matches. And there's 3 opponents in pool play. So we will see him in the elimination bracket.
I believe there is another match coming up immediately after this one. It's actually Berlin's pulling double duty here.
Oh, has he got another match after this?
Yeah, he's immediately after this he has Eve Test, Raul.
So Berlin just making his way slowly but surely up this climb. That last snail, though, you gotta make sure that
don't ever dash jump towards the wall off that thing. Just do a jump and an air dash or a vert dash, and then move towards the wall. You will almost always fall off if you try to dash jump off that thing.
Yeah. You only have one. You only have one air dash until you touch the ground again. So if you burn it just by doing a dash jump off of something, you don't have a dash to catch yourself should you fall. So it's very important that you jump and then dash instead of dash jump.
Actually, I'm not sure what Eve's time is either for X3. There's a lot of people who only picked this game up just as soon as the tournament started.
Mm-hmm.
I do not see him on the boards. Oh, well, he didn't fire his beam, so that's good.
Yeah, he only fires his beam once he reaches 16 health or less. I don't think he fires it any sooner. And I think he was just out of the HP threshold for that.
I've had him fire it on me once after I've hit him with one saber before. It is...
Yeah, he can do it at 16 health. It's just until he gets to 16, he doesn't do it, I don't think.
Yeah.
And Zam has entered the call. Congratulations on the race win.
Yeah, thanks.
So, I got a couple questions. What happened in Doppler 2 when you died?
Dude, double tap up air dashes the whole game, dude. Just every time I did a stupid air dash, it was double tap.
Oh, really?
A lot of points where you were just like kind of dashing into the wall instead of kicking off of it.
Yeah. that happened too. Those ones are more acceptable because like if you're close to the wall and you just hit dash and jump at the same time, you get an air dash. Like you have to really deliberately jump first.
So we need to get someone to just ROM hack X2 and X3 to just have an option then toggle for just remove double tap dash. Just have everyone run on that.
Now I got another question. That same spot, like I've seen this strat before, but I need a little clarification on it. Like is it a saber jump and then you immediately swap off of it to just get enough height to get over that wall? I guess.
Yeah. You kick off the wall, then saber, and that will like stop your momentum away from the wall and then direct you like the direction you actually want to go again, and then you just immediately cancel when you have the height to get over.
Oh, okay. I tried it.
It's a lot of inputs, like
100% strat. What is this?
It's a lot of inputs really shoved together, so it's kind of difficult.
Okay. Okay, I was wondering because I've seen a few people do that, and I was like, I can't do that. So it's kind of like the zero saber deboost in the intro, but you just don't have the ability to weapon swap out of it. But it's kind of the same concept. Okay. Just wondering. I was kind of wondering how that was done. Now I know for sure. Berlin here having. Oh, he tried to throw the saber, but Rano just rammed him. And that's an unfortunate mechanic with the saber. It has a startup animation, so if you throw the saber and you get hit before the saber actually hits your enemy, you lose the animation and the saber.
There we go.
Oh, you're gonna do this
what
trick.
I was hoping to see.
I like this trick. Yeah. Zero is actually pretty tall, so while Berlin is doing the boss rush, Zam's going to show us a little bit of how dumb Zero's hitbox is.
Yeah, he's taller, so if you just get him somewhere he doesn't actually fit,
yeah,
you just kind of get stuck.
Yeah, then you throw the saber, you hold down, and you keep jumping, and it just keeps moving Zero down the wall. And eventually, you can do that to where it actually forces him out of the bottom. It's pretty sick.
I think I got him in a dumb spot. He doesn't want to go down.
Yeah, but right here where Zero is in the background, if you swap to X right here, he actually has movement. There's like a little spot that X can walk around, but he's pretty much trapped.
If you he can walk.
You can actually get a little lower than that.
Just swap to X. He can actually move around, but he can't leave.
Yeah, same.
I've actually gotten Zero out of there before. Just mashing and fidgeting around enough.
Yeah,
but it took me
of
quite
Zero,
a while.
like dropping down, just by mashing jump. That's the same thing used in the 100% task to do the mini boss skip in Seahorse.
Yeah. So now it's a pure. Unless you can exit the stage, it's a soft lock for sure. in that case.
When are zero zips going to be RTA viable, Zam?
So when you get really good at them, that's when they'll be RTA viable.
I got this.
I think Berlin finished 3 fights now, so he's going to make his way to the Doppler fight. Will he get laserless? Oh, I thought he was. He almost got through that first laser without getting clipped.
Laserless will always be a myth.
Yeah.
So, have you raced all your races, Zam, or do you have one more opponent?
I've got one more. I haven't raced EAB yet.
Man, we could have a triple header. We could have all of Group E done in one night, almost.
Yeah.
He actually has a pretty good name for the lasers, the laser lottery.
Yeah, that's
big bucks,
pretty much
no
what it
whammies.
Is. Comes up whammy every time, though.
Yeah.
The house always wins.
Yeah.
It's coming to me now. I see financial disaster in your future.
See how well Berlin handles.
Oh, he wants that health. I think he wants that health.
Yeah, gonna farm for health there. I think he actually has a full sub tank, so he should be good.
That's a nice pose when you go through the Sigma door.
Oh, the best door pose is swinging a saber and entering the door at the same time because it's animated as you're going through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Berlin has a sub-tank, so he's okay, I think. Despite taking 2 hits there. So that safety heart tank that he picked up in Tiger really comes in handy on this final set of fights, because if you don't have that heart tank, you take 2 hits, you're dead. Oh, and he's on his last life. He's going to have to make this count. I think he'll be alright, though. Just doesn't want to get out of hand here.
He's able to take 2 hits, so after using his sub tank, so he should be good.
Oh,
how
no.
did that not hit? What?
He sabered late.
Oh, there you go. Careful.
He's good.
Bonk into him. Just bonk into him.
Oh, wow. That okay.
That beam.
Yeah, the beam
goes through your iframes. So.
Yeah, when that drain beam is out, it doesn't knock you back. It just saps your HP away. So the mine that hit him knocked him back into the drain beam, and the drain beam just killed his last 2 HP. There was nothing he could have done about that. I think if he realized that he could have jumped and then sabered before that mine hit him, he was perfectly fine. And now he's going to have to spend some time to refill that sub-tank. And the problem, you can't refill a sub-tank unless your HP is completely full.
If only it worked like X4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, in those games, when you pick up... Yeah, it goes to your sub-tank and it goes to your life. Yeah, there's a lot of options that you gotta consider in that fight. There's so many things that can come at you, like the laser beam, or the drain beam, the mines, the missiles.
I've never been able to get this to work, Sam.
Oh yeah, the glitch in Tiger. Yeah, you just have to air dash at the top of the thing while the screen hasn't completely scrolled, and it just bugs out the sprites there.
I sat there for probably 20 minutes just like trying to get this to work, and for some reason I couldn't do it.
You can actually see the bottom of the spike ceiling or the spike floor that's above the section you're at now if you have an updash or something. Because the camera doesn't stop at a specific point. It actually gets broken, and it just follows X regardless of where he's at.
It's like Berlin can take...
He can take one hit.
Yeah.
If he gets hit by a missile, he's dead, but he can take 1 hit other than that.
I'm not sure. I think he has 15 HP. Oh dear.
The hands. That's another thing about Big Sigma here. Those hands that stick out, especially the one on the left. Its hitbox is not where it's supposed to be. It actually extends way further out. So to hit Kaiser Sigma with the saber, you have to pretty much be right against the wall, but facing in his direction to not get hit by that hand.
Darren, X3 happened. Welcome to Mega Man X3. Sigma deaths, and it's a glitchy mess.
I don't know. The mine into the drain beam, that was a nice touch. I like that kill.
That was pretty rough.
If that's one way to die in this game, that was it. Oh, he tried to updash to escape the fireballs.
Don't think he has. Did he build his sub tank at all coming into here?
Not really sure.
I don't think he did.
I think he might have filled it a little bit. I saw him using ice on the enemies.
A little bit, but that's
it's not enough.
Even one hit.
Now he has to get lucky.
It is possible to do this, but you'd have to be free. You have to get lucky, and you'd have to maneuver around right. I think he's actually gonna go behind him. And
okay, that's one option.
There.
Now he can't saber him from behind like this. He has to wait until he is out in front again.
And the mine that was hidden behind his body. Mega Man X3.
When those mines come out of the battle body like that, they go straight out horizontally, and once they hit the wall, they'll track your position. But once they hit the wall once, they'll go off screen, and that's it.
I believe only the first one he fires does that, and then it's like every other one he fires will do that. But for some reason, on the other mine he fires will just go straight off screen or hit the wall and blow up.
No, it depends what side I think they come out of. Because they have to hit the wall, and then they'll track you. So, Berlin ran out of ice.
I'm gonna switch to acid to get more ice.
Yeah, acid leads to ammo, which leads to filling up your ice. Ice leads to health, which fills up your sub tanks. It's kind of like a leg bone connected to the hip bone kind of thing. And then leg bone connected to the ankle bone, and the ankle bone connected to the foot bone, which gets shoved up your butt by Big Sigma.
just it leads everywhere bad. Meanwhile, on Zam's screen, we see X is still in the middle of his bizarre fever dream.
Come on, sub-hour. I could have swore there was another glitch somewhere, but could be wrong.
I mean, there's glitches in this game just all over the place.
Yeah.
Ooh. Still alive. Nope, just as soon as I say that.
There's another one I could try. It's a little goofy, though.
I'm not sure if any would look quite as bizarre as this one. There's something majestic about it.
Mm-hmm.
Time for some StarCraft.
I was about to say, is that the X3 glitch? Arbitrary code execution, you program StarCraft into it?
Oh god.
Oops. Ah.
Yeah, fun thing about X3 password system, if you get the saber and you get a password, you can actually use that to password back into the berlindude1 with the saber, so you can actually saber the God Card machine. It's pretty neat.
I got it
around yesterday, and it was wonderful. Oh, you might. If this is what I think it is, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay, this I need to see.
Luis did this in his tournament run, and it was just like, how?
Is it? Oh, right here.
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
Yo, that is sick. Well, you can't use you can't use the wall, and you can't use Oh, okay, Berlin has forfeited, so that's unfortunate. But he has to race to EAB now.
Yeah.
I actually, sadly, I cannot commentate the next one. I have a work schedule that's pretty wonky compared to everybody else's. I actually have to go to bed here in about maybe 30, 45 minutes. So, Zam, if you would like to, if you can, be kind of nice if you can commentate one. Alrighty. Alright, Laseki, I think you're on your own for the next one.
Oh dear.
We believe in you.
I got this, don't worry.
But thanks for watching, everybody. Zam's gonna, I think, leave the call here in a second, and I will too.
Yeah.
So
see you guys later.
Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Reminder to follow both the runners and follow Justin too. Alrighty, let's get over to Speedruns Live. So I'll know just when this is starting. We do have another match coming up with Berlin is actually pulling double duty here. He's actually going to have another race versus Yves Tasraol. It's like over the next day, Berlin's just going to be knocking out all of his races. So he has a race tomorrow, even. It's his last one against Celestino. Ah, there we go. Alrighty. Oh dear, you are all stuck with me on solo commentary. I am so sorry. You're going to have to deal with my idiocy. Nothing left to do, just wait for the runners to ready up. That's about it. I believe Berlin did say he was changing controllers for this. After this one, unfortunately, there are no more matches scheduled for today. There are 3 matches scheduled for tomorrow, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. There's Torta Diego versus Northern. That is actually out of my group. And then the next one will be Berlin versus Celestino at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Torta Diego versus Thunderface at 8 p.m. So 3 matches tomorrow. Unfortunately, this is the last one for today. Berlin just readied up, getting right to it. Looks like we just are about to get going here in the next couple seconds. Just ready. They readied up a little bit ago and started in the. Just to wait for the stream to catch up. I don't understand his name either, so I'll just call him Raul. And there they go.